Thanks for clicking on the video. My name's Tom Alsop, and if you're looking to develop a Continental grip, get better pronation through contact, generate a little bit more racket speed, hit a better spin serve, it's far easier to follow the English teaching methods than it is the American teaching methods. I'm going to explain why that is in this video. So if you want to hit a great serve, you really need a Continental grip because that's going to allow you to move the tip of the racket a lot faster than the handle of the racket as you rotate the arm and pronate through the shot. It's very difficult to do that with an Eastern grip. Things tend to come through as one piece. It becomes very difficult to spin the ball. Your hand's a little bit restricted here. And the only real way of hitting it with power is to use a lot of wrist, which is not great. That's going to cause a few problems and possibly some injuries. So if I demonstrate a Continental grip, you can see the benefits of this. I'm going to be able to rotate the arm and the racket through contact, and the tip of the racket is going to move a lot faster than the handle. You can see that as I come through that, the tip of the racket is all the way down here and my arm is still pointing sort of towards my opponent. So the racket head is traveling pretty fast. If you use a Eastern grip, things tend to come through a little bit slow and sluggish. It's difficult to accelerate the racket head. It's also difficult to spin the ball because, again, you're a little bit restricted using the Eastern grip. Now, this is not to say the Eastern grip is wrong, because if you're starting out, putting the ball in play like this is not bad. That's fundamentally correct. It's just pretty basic. But getting the ball in play like this, developing some coordination, starting the point, developing skills from that ball being hit back and forth is certainly not wrong. But when you get to a certain level, the Continental grip is going to allow you to do far more things. Now, there are so many people who think they have a Continental grip, but they really don't. And again, it's not a problem if you don't have a Continental grip, but if you're looking to use a Continental grip and get all the benefits of that grip, well, we want to make sure that we're really using it. And you know, there's going to be a lot of people watching this video who are like, oh, this doesn't apply to me. I know I've got it. A lot of people will not have the grip. And this is what brings me to the title of the video, is because in America, we teach it in a way where it's difficult to find the right grip. In England, it's a little bit easier. In America, what we do is we have a diagram of bevel 1, 2, 3 or whatever, and we say, okay, well, the index knuckle is going to be on bevel 1. We're going to make sure the V's in the right place, and people think they have a Continental grip. Now, the problem with this is it can be very difficult using that diagram, because from bevel 1 to bevel 2, there's a mile of difference. So you could just be a little bit off, and suddenly you're no longer in a Continental grip. Now, what you need to do is, instead of just looking at the index knuckle and the V and saying, yep, I've got the Continental grip, you also have to make sure that the bottom of the racket here is sat on the heel. So a lot of people will be in Continental at the top. They'll be like, index finger looks good, V looks good, but they'll be sitting the racket in the center of the hand there, in what I call the lifeline. Now, if you're in this position, you can't hit a true Continental grip serve. You're going to be a little bit restricted. It's going to be difficult to pronate because the hand gets in the way. So it's very important that we have the racket sitting on the heel of the hand. This is a true Continental. Now, in England, we don't call it the Continental grip. We call it the chopper grip. Everyone, I'm pretty sure, I mean, I've not been there for a while, but I'm pretty sure everyone calls it the chopper grip. It's not Continental. Now, the chopper grip helps you to find the grip, because if you're chopping something, this is how you would chop something. Your arm, your heel of the hand would be on top of the axe or whatever it is you're using to chop, and that gets you the right grip. You could be in, okay, my index knuckles here, my V's here, yeah, pretty sure I'm in a Continental there, but that is not a strong position to be chopping anything, because your hand's slightly at the side of the racket. So by calling it chopper grip, already we get the idea of how we should be holding the racket. We don't have to look at any diagrams or anything. We can feel that. Now, it wouldn't be a proper TPA tennis video without a golf analogy. And if you're practicing putting, what coaches often recommend is that you stick the club in the lifeline of your hands. And what that does is it makes you just use your shoulders rather than your hands and your forearms to move the club. So everything stays connected. This is what happens on the serve. If you're in a continental grip, but you've got the racket stuck in the lifeline, the arm and the racket move as one piece. Great for putting, rubbish for serving. But for a lot of people, this is going to make sense. You have the arm and the racket in a straight line, and it's easier to control the racket head from that position. The racket becomes an extension of your arm. The hand is slightly behind the racket. It just feels more comfortable, more natural. When you have a continental grip, chopper grip, we need the racket slightly to the inside of the angle of the arm. And this position is crucial, required for a continental grip. We can't possibly get the arm in a straight line without either bending the elbow a lot or breaking my wrist. So we need to get used to hitting the ball to the inside of the angle of the forearm. Now, if I'm hitting a spin serve, the chopper grip is going to be very important. I need this position here where the heel is supporting the racket. For a start, I need the racket to be to the inside of the angle of the forearm. Even more so if I'm hitting a topspin. First serve might be there, second serve, I'm going to be brushing up the ball and I'm going to need this position. I can't be in a straight line. It's never going to work. It's also going to give me more strength. If I hit a slice serve, let's say I'm slicing it forwards here, this position is strong. This, again, nothing is behind the racket. So I need this chop grip. Another way the chopper grip can help you is in this position here, where if we feel like we're chopping something, we can stay on edge. So you'll hear people talking about staying on edge, but why wouldn't you stay on edge? If you're chopping something with your axe or a sword or whatever, you're going to stay on edge. You wouldn't open it up. Now, obviously, when we're playing tennis, there's good reasons why people come here and then as they drop, they start to open up too early because they're trying to square the racket head up to the ball and they don't really trust the timing. But get used to chopping and then just rotating the arm into contact once you've got that feeling. It's also easier to just chop when we're trying to hit a slice serve because you can keep this angle for a little bit longer. So practice your slice serve with this chop grip and then try to square it up, pronate, and try and hit a flat serve. I just want to be clear about one thing. Even though in America the continental grip and the diagram can lead people down the wrong path, I know for a fact there are some great coaches who will be teaching on court the chopper grip. You know, they'll be telling their students, hey, imagine you're chopping something. For the coaches who are using that method, I think it really helps to get it across to the student how to find the grip. Now, it's very unlikely you're going to be able to perform a continental chopper grip serve if that is the only time you are trying to use that grip. If you can't hit a slice or a volley with this chopper grip, again, it's going to be very difficult to perform this complex movement. So familiarize yourself with this grip. You can play some points in the service box where you only use continental. And again, that's a great way of getting comfortable with this grip. And once you've done that, the serve won't be so difficult to learn. Before you guys go, check out this video. It's an old one. Many of you will not have seen it. I'm working with a pro tennis player and we're playing some service box games, using the chopper grip to start out with, only using this, working on our feel. And if you can do this, it's going to really help you to improve your touch, your feel, and ultimately your ability to hit a continental chopper grip serve.